We actually start to build our city today. We start to place in all of our tents where they go around, and we start to get all the planning stages, who's going to be available where. And what I started monitoring was the weather. I was hoping it wouldn't, but it did predict that we were going to probably have 35-mile-an-hour gusts starting on Saturday night. I don't want to take a chance. One of the big concerns I have is that a lot of our dancers come in, they work years and years on their outfits. You can only come across some of those feathers once in a lifetime. A wind like that could break the feathers, and that's a lifetime's worth of generations of feathers being handed down, and they're irreplaceable. So it's better and safer for me to take concern for my dancers before they even get here, and my drummers and all the public as well, and to go ahead and just move it inside. And for us to scramble now and try and make these quick adjustments as appropriate, and then try and fit all the mandatory requirements as best we can, and then go forward with the weekend. If I do it now during the pre-planning of it, we can get it set up. And so even though we're just a few days out, it's going to make it hectic on us, but it's going to make it for a nicer event.
Pow Wow means a lot to me because I've grown up with it, and it's something I go to if I need to be uplifted in some way.
It's kind of a real symbolic. It's so simple, but yet we can complicate it.
And it don't matter what nation you come from. You come out there, it's a good feeling, it's a good heart, good mind, and you take away a feeling that's hard to describe, but you feel so good when you leave.
Every person in the Pow Wow circle has their own experience.
My first memory of a Pow Wow it was big. There's a lot of people and drums.
It's in our DNA. Before I was even born, they did this dance and they did this song.
I was raised, we went to powwows every weekend, and I just started singing. A little kid would walk up to a drum, 5, 6 years old, and then just start singing with people. It became a way of life.
This is how we make our living. This is what we do for a living.
I'm getting a chance to meet new friends, but also my relation that I have here in California.
That brings us great joy to know that just about every stop we have somebody that we can call a family member, even though we're not blood related.
We're all different.
Those dancers, I consider them to be my brothers or my uncles. A long, long relationship with all of those guys.
There's something about, I think, that spirituality in there, where these songs came from.
The power of prayer and our faith that we have as Native people is great. That's what, when we all come together, it even gets more powerful.
My name is Tom Ramos. I'm actually Serrano and Kuya. I'm here from San Manuel. We've been in the valley all of our lives for thousands and thousands of years. And during the campaigns that they had to rid the valley of the Native Americans, Santos Manuel and Tom Manuel led our people through the whole mountain area trying to keep us safe. Where we didn't have the drums, we had the gourd rattles. There were flutes that we did have. And we have a different aspect of how we do music. And what the music sings about is our bighorn sheep songs, as well as celebration songs, traveling and migration songs. We share that with not only just our community here in San Bernardino, we share that also across the United States, but also with other Native communities that often have questions about what it is that we do over here. A lot of them didn't know, some of them didn't even know there were Native Americans out this way. It takes a lot of effort on your part to learn the songs, to know their order, to be able to get involved into the whole balance of songs, I guess that we would say.
My name is Carolyn Brian Reyes. I'm a member of the Turtle Mountain Band of Ojibwe from Belcourt, North Dakota, and I'm also Spirit Lake, Dakota. One of our cultural dances is the Jingle Dress. Each one of the jingles on this dress is actually from the lid of the old tobacco. Well, they saved the top of the can and they actually used that lid and they rolled it. We have anywhere from 300 to 400 jingles on here. When we do this dance, we always move forward or we go in a circle. And so we started doing this, and one of our elders was very ill and his daughter was very ill with the flu. After them doing the dance and offering prayer, she eventually became well. So this dress is referred to as a healing dress. Oftentimes people, if they're ill, they'll ask the jingle dancers to go out there and pray and dance in a circle and offer prayers. So it's very fulfilling to be able to do this. I'm 69 years old, and to be able to dance this way at my age is just a real gift, and I try to give it back. I dance for the people.
Dancing is a big part of Native life.
I've been dancing since I could walk.
Since I was about 5 years old. I do the northern traditional dancing.
I started off with jingle when I was like a baby.
I dance old style. My whole family dances jingle.
I love to dance. I sleep, breathe, dream, fancy dancing.
Fancy kind of tires me out. So I'm like, I can't last those songs, but I don't mind jamming out to jingle.
We have grass dancers, we have the northern traditional dancers, we have the fancy dancers, southern and northern, and we have the chicken dancers, and we have the southern traditional dancers as well. A lot of those dances are sacred to different tribes in different ways.
These dances, there's certain ways to do them. And in doing those in that way, we ensure that our history and culture stays strong.
The songs, where they come from, who's singing them, who's made them, what purpose they were made for. Some of the songs that they sing here are old warrior songs, old fancy dance songs, old family songs.
They bring that out, they bring that athleticism that a human being and a person possesses.
Good drums always make me want to just dance my heart out.
A lot of the songs have special words in them.
It makes a dancer move, makes them think of family, and puts them in a whole different other world.
My name is Belcourt. I sing with the Midnight Express Singers from the Twin Cities of Minnesota, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Ojibwe. Back in the late 60s, the American Indian movement was formed in the Twin Cities by my father, Dennis Banks, Mary Jane Wilson, and a few other people. The first thing they did was they formed Native schools, Heart of the Earth Survival School, Red Schoolhouse, and the core of our group, our lead singer, Opie Day, myself, Hollow, and a few of the other brothers, that's where we learned how to sing. Besides our English and math and history, they also taught our native, singing and dancing, wild rice camp, things like that. I came here last year, and my boys live in Arizona with their mom, and they told me they were setting a drum up, and I didn't know what to think, I had tears, pretty emotional. To see them do what I do.
All right, we'll go down here to Mustang Entertainment.
You get to see the stages of life that are going to pass on to the young ones when you see the tiny tots walk out there. One day that tiny tot will be up there, and just like you look up and you see these older generations up there dancing or rattling and singing, that this little one here that's dancing so much and having such a good time will soon be that person. And you look at that person and wonder, think, man, I'd love to see that person when he was this age.
I'm Baby Clarissa Morning Gun. I am 12 years old. I'm in the 7th grade. I'm Yakima, Squamish, Blackfeet, and Cowichan, and I dance Jingle.
I'm Moppy Branico Branson. I'm 9 years old. I dance traditional. I'm in 4th grade. And I'm Spokane, Flathead, and Kalispell. I live at Washington and she lives at Seattle, so we live pretty far from each other.
But last year we adopted each other as sisters, so we're basically sisters now. I think Pow is really cool because you get to make new friends. It's like basically like a community, like lots of people like work together and stuff, so it's really cool. We get to meet all our friends and sisters and cousins.
And then you get to learn some new songs.
And just dance your heart out. I was getting bullied at school, and I realized that lots of people are not standing up to this. Suicide is really big in the Natives community, so we formed a couple of people, and it only started about 7 girls, and it's been getting bigger and bigger every Pow Wow. We have about 30-something kids now, and so it's pretty big, and all we do is just basically team dance, and we dance for bullying and cyberbullying, and we dance for our elders and veterans and people who can't walk or dance no more.
I'm Priscilla Schrock, Go'atsina. That means greetings, and how are you all? Go'atse. I belong to Pueblo of San Domingo, and today we go by Giwa. That's our Indian recognition of our tribe now. I've been coming to San Bernardino, San Manuel, Pow Wow since this Pow Wow started.
The first time at this Pow Wow was probably 15 years ago, but I actually just started vending 2 years ago. I used to just mostly dance.
I do a lot of the beadwork here, and sometimes I do trading from merchandise to merchandise, and because that's one of the things that my grandfather had taught and my parents had taught me. That's the best way to do it.
This is one of Pow Wows that we love to come to. We were just excited to come back, and we love the atmosphere and the people. They take care of us.
These guys over here, they have a tradition behind them. This is what we call the spiritual mask. When somebody passes on to the spiritual life, what we do, we cremate their body, and their ashes will paint our faces to carry on their spirit.
In a lot of ways, that is one of our tradition and culture. Your family that have gone on is always with you, blessing us, giving us strength, guidance, and so that's why we keep coming to the occasions like this, to be together, to support one another. And then also a guidance to many of our children that are out there that are lost. They come and find us and we talk to them. So that the Pow Wow itself is a teaching. If not at home, it's out there in the arena. Cruz started the Pow Wow, and we got to know him real well. And he had a short life too. Cruz was a very compassionate man. He went out of his way to greet you, say hello, carry on conversation. He was a very entertaining man. He made you feel like you belong. So we really enjoyed that. We really missed him.
It's just hard, sometimes to talk about someone you still miss. And me and him grew up together as small kids. We grew up at my grandmother's house, Martha Chacon, and I used to stay with his family a lot when I was little. We did a lot of things together. We were very close. I baptized his kids, he baptized mine. We spent a lot of our holidays together. We grew up like brothers. With him and I, it just seemed to mix for us, He loved our tradition, he loved our culture. He was big on bird singing. He also was on a drum. He danced, not only just, Southern California bird songs, he danced also Northern traditional. He just enjoyed our culture across the board. The most important thing that it is, I think, for Cruz, as well as myself to teach these kids, is how to put something together and keep this going, Long after I'm gone, maybe they'll teach their little ones or the little ones that come up on this reservation. There's so many that are so interested, and I got to say our whole reservation stands behind Cruz, whether he's here or whether he's not, to make sure that his dream of having this celebration turn out, or this powwow, turn out the way it does. Everybody pitches in, you know, and we make sure it happens, you know. I think he'd be really honored to see this, and I think our great-great-grandfather, Santos Manuel, is also honored to see where we've come, you know, and we've held on to so much.
Are we ready, ladies and gentlemen? The highlight of the celebration right here, the Sweetheart Contest 2017.
The Sweetheart Dance Cruise Chocan Memorial.
And your champion for $10,000 goes to number 71.
My name is Chungku One Star. I am an enrolled member of the Rosebud Sioux tribe in South Dakota, which is where I am originally from. But now I make my home in Lawrence, Kansas.
My name is Brenna Wawiatin, and I'm Prairie Band Potawatomi. I'm from Mayetta, Kansas, and I live in Lawrence, Kansas right now.
We went out there, we just winged it, you know, had fun, had a blast, and then it worked out for the better, you know, for us, and we ended up taking first, which was something that, it was definitely a shock for us, you know, because we weren't expecting anything out of it. We'd just go have fun, you know, just, it was always something we'd see on like social media and YouTube, and it was just definitely an experience. And just winning first was just something that we were grateful for and blessed and fortunate enough to win such a competition.
One of my friends was like, hey, we should go to Lawrence and we should go to a workout with Chungku One Star. And I was like, okay. And so we went there, and I really liked his workouts, and I really liked his attitude, and I thought he's a really fun person. And we actually decided we wanted to be together about a year later. And so he's sober, and he dances, and he's super duper attractive. And he has an awesome 8-year-old son, and things work out really well for us. And especially with powwows, like, it's really cool to have a partner that goes to powwows, so that way you can share that.
I know her fitness level, she knows mine, and especially with her background in dance, you know, studio dance. And so she definitely has the rhythm and the coordination. And I think with my football and basketball background, just having the coordination and the change of direction and everything, it was just a really smooth transition to, you know, build off of each other.
You come into Grand Entry, or you're dancing intertribals, or you're going into contests, there's a certain feeling that you have, and it makes your heart really happy, and you feel a sense of belonging. I don't know, you just feel like you're in the right place at the right time, no matter where you are.
Being that I'm getting older, like knees are starting to ache now, and ankles are starting to ache, you know, and but you get that one song, and it just, all the pain goes away.
I've always thought it was like magic to me, like ever since I was a little girl.
It's been a journey that has left me feeling like I need more, or I want more.
I still want to dance. I still want to be where the drums are, and that's why I'm still here.
Win, lose, or draw, did a good job, you know. And as soon as the song is over, then all the pain comes back.
Knowing that I'm gonna see my dad dancing the other way in intertribals, or being proud of my dad or my boyfriend or my brother when they dance, that's the most rewarding part.
Native Americans are still here, we're still thriving. You see so many little kids running around at the powwows in their outfits, are out there dancing, and so it's definitely good to know that the future generation behind us are already creating their footsteps within the powwow world as well.
Thank you very much for coming. Please, for years to come, please come and see us. We'll always have a different aspect for you to see, and we'll always take concern of any concerns that you have, and we're always willing to make this powwow even better than it was before. It's our job now to go back and make the next powwow we have better than the last.
Is this your first powwow?
Yep.
Really cool. What do you think? Are you having fun?
Yes.
Why are you having fun?
Yep.